welcome to episode 95. Gosh, it's been a bit of a roller coaster of a week for us, actually.
It is, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, we might have mentioned it in the last episode, but our cat had kittens. And actually, we got quite attached to them and we had to say bye to two of them yesterday. So
to a new home, not the permanent bye. So it was it sounds like they died or something.
Oh no, they've gone to a lovely home and two of them have gone together, so that's really, really nice. But
yeah, it was nice to be able to send two of them away to the same home, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're just feeling a little bit blue today, though.
That's okay. We're keeping one, and we've still got the mother, so we've still got far too many pets.
That's debatable. Kind of. I still want a goat.
Capricorn.
Yeah. We're both Capricorn.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But we're not getting a goat. We don't have enough room in this place for a goat.
Someone asked me today if we're going to have puppies.
Oh, puppies. Yeah, well, that's another story in itself.
Yeah.
We've got a beautiful dog, which would make a great mother, but...
Really? She's a terrible one.
Oh, she's got the right pedigree for a mother.
Oh, she'd produce beautiful looking puppies, but she's definitely not the mature type.
No, she's quite young still. So
yeah,
she's. But anyway, the puppies are another story completely. So I'm not sure we're quite ready to commit to that after these kittens.
No, nice break. I'm cleaning the house today.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. Well, let's get into today's episode. So we'll try and battle through the whole kitten thing. But so today's episode 95, and we wanted to touch on what type of online businesses you can start, because last week we talked about who is potentially the right and the wrong person to start an online business. So the next stage to that is, if you think you are, you've got to have a look at what type of options are out there. So I'm going to jump on into that, and then Emily's going to come through with a bit of the mindfulness and stress stuff. So
good, you know, that you take an interest beforehand in what I'm talking about, Blair.
Well, it's called research.
Oh well.
So without further ado, so when you're looking to start an online business, the key thing is to understand that there's a few processes you need to go through. So no matter what you're going to sell or how you're going to do it in terms of what business model, you need to think about the certain elements that you need to do first. So that's, for example, you're always going to be setting up a website or a landing page. So, that's the platform that you're going to be able to sell your wares on. And you can do that through Wix or WordPress or ClickFunnels. So there's heaps of options out there for different platforms to actually set your business up on. But that's basically going to be your outlet to the world, and the way that you connect your product to your end user. The other thing is you're going to need a domain, because you need somewhere to host that website or landing page. And again, there's heaps of domain providers and hosting providers out there. So again, it's one of those things you need to shop around for, look to find the best one to suit you. And then there's the whole other side of it, which is standard with any business, and that's setting up your, all the legal stuff, all the background stuff. So setting up a company, setting up your business, all your tax obligations with the IRS. So all of that stuff needs to be done, and a lot of people forget about that and they do it too late. So something to really consider right from the beginning is to basically dot all those I's and cross those T's, because if you don't, you can find yourself in trouble later on. So maybe get some advice around that. You might like to talk to your accountant or your lawyer, and they'll tell you what things you need to be doing at this stage. And then the final bit in setting up a business is you need to set up around your branding. What's your brand going to be? What are your colors? And what's your what's your story? What's your background? What makes you and your product unique? So working on that in the beginning is really key to setting up a good platform to be able to launch your product or your offering on. And again, same time, set up all those, standard mundane things like your email address or your social accounts. Get all that stuff set up in the beginning.
Just being really organized, isn't it?
Really organized. And there is a number of sort of items on the list to do, and we've got checklists on our website, emilyandblair.com, which you can go to and just run through the checklists. So they're free. You can download them and use them to help you work through that.
Yeah, they're really good, actually, just to keep you on track and just to, you think you might know what you're doing or whatever, and it's just something to kind of come back to and just to, double check that you are on the right tracks. Yeah,
and I think sometimes, you can get bogged down in certain areas and then you end up forgetting stuff. So the checklists are 100% complete, so they cover everything that you need, and they'll just make sure that you don't miss any parts. So then basically once you've got an idea of that general setup, you've got to look at your offering. So what is their offering? What are you going to go into business to sell? And in general, and this episode is a bit of an overview. So with this 4 sort of main areas, first one is physical products. So that's actually where you go and have a product made, or you make a product, and you sell that to the end consumer. So we're talking about pet products, dog beds, dog leashes, cat toys, or garden tools or sporting goods, anything that you just look around the room in front of you, any of those products, someone's made those, and it could be a big brand or it could be a small single person brand. So it's important to have a look and see if physical products are something that you might like to go into. The second one's digital products. So that is where the product doesn't take a physical thing. It's actually a digital product, and that could be like an ebook, a report, or a guide. And so that could be something that you create, or it could be something that you have created for you. Basically, it's loaded onto your website. People come to it, they want to buy it. They go through your checkout, and then they get sent a link or a downloadable guide, which they can read and work from. And we sell a few of those with some of our other websites, some reports, and it's a nice medium to work with, because once you create it once, you can sell it over and over again. Whereas with physical products, you've got to keep making them. And I've been doing Amazon in the past, and with physical products, and the complexities around supply and design and shipping of physical products can be quite overwhelming. So certainly worth considering. Yeah,
well, that's just kind of similar with my artwork. I can do an original painting and sell it for a huge amount of money, possibly, or I sell prints of that work and potentially sell lots of prints, but cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got to kind of make a decision where the market's at, really.
And I mean, that's a good example. Like, so you can you're creating something once with so it's almost like a pseudo of the two, because you create a physical product in the beginning, but then you're creating a digital version of it and reselling that. So that's a really cool example of how you can actually cross-purpose both of those offerings.
But then you've got to sell a lot of the cheaper option in order to then make the income, but potentially, because it is cheaper, you are potentially going to sell more.
So there's a whole lot of little ways that each one works, and it's a good point, because a lot of physical products, particularly I guess bigger or more complex products, sell for more money, whereas a report on something you might sell for $10 or $5. So as Emily said, you've got to sell heaps of them to actually maybe to get the amount of value out of one physical product worth $100. So again, pros and cons of each model. With that.
I think that's the best thing to do with any of these things you're doing. There's decision, everything you've talked about, there's decision after decision after decision after decision. It's like, how many decisions are you making? And I think it's important to do your pros and cons, you make a decision and you stick to it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think particularly around these, you're not going to come up with that decision straight away.
No, and it's really important not to think the grass is greener, because you're wasting time and energy thinking about what could have been, and you've no idea what could have been. It could have been better, but it could have been worse. But so if you waste your time and energy into thinking about what could have been, you're not spending the time and the effort in what you've actually chosen to do. Exactly. So you'll end up failing that as well. So I think that's a really important thing, and that's onto the topic of what I was going to come in to talk about. So that's sort of fitted in quite nicely there.
And I think with that sort of thing, you've got to try and look at yourself, and we touched on that in the last episode. It's working at you and your situation and working out, am I really organized? Because if I'm really organized, maybe a physical product is the way to go for me, because you need to be organized to contact a manufacturer overseas or wherever and actually have them make the product, organize all the shipping and all that sort of thing. So if you're disorganized, then maybe that physical product isn't the way to go. You need something a little bit less of a process, and that's where the digital product could fit in. So it is. It's looking at that, but committing to it, as you say. Once you've chosen it, you need to commit to it. You can't flip-flop. Otherwise, you end up doing 100 little businesses that will all fail because you've gone on to the next better thing, which aren't necessarily better. Yeah.
There's no point in wondering what could have been, what would have been. You just don't know. You just don't know.
And so that's two of the main offerings. The third one is knowledge. So that's where you are actually selling your knowledge, and that's in the form of sort of coaching or advice, on a particular topic or skill that you might have. So that's another really good one. Again, that's probably a bit in between of the physical and digital products, because you are repeating your knowledge, but you are having to put in the actual time to repeat it to different customers. And then the fourth one is content. So basically you're providing valuable content, and that could be on your website. People come to it, and then you can refer them on to recommended suppliers of certain products that relate to that content. And obviously that's the affiliate business model, where those businesses that you refer on to will then give you a small sum for that reference. So they're the four main offerings that you'll find in online business. We've only just touched on them. We are definitely going to go into a lot more detail on them in further episodes. This is really an overview to give you an idea of, but the basic things you can look at. If you're really keen on jumping into a lot more detail right now, go to our website. You can click through the steps and you'll find all of these different offerings and heaps of information about, what to, how to start them and what they entail. One thing I would say with all of these offerings is that you need to consider the I guess it's the different mediums for distribution. So however you go, whether it's a digital product or a physical product or whatever, or knowledge, you need to think about how you're going to get that product from the start to your customer. And so that in terms of physical products, that's shipping it to them. In terms of knowledge, that might be you need to set up good email or Zoom software to be able to present that to your customer. So all of that stuff comes with as we say, pros and cons, and we'll go into that more as we go on through the episodes.
I think distribution's a key one, really, and particularly in these times. Massive. I mean, we're in New Zealand and we're finding things take forever to arrive. And I mean, I know we're a tiny country in the middle of nowhere, but I think a lot of countries are finding the same issue.
It's not bad being in the middle of nowhere, you realise.
Oh no, I don't think it's bad.
No one posts anything these days apart from packages. It's just the envelopes down here a bit slow. We've just obviously had Christmas, so there was a few late coming.
But there's been a whole thing about other deliveries and things.
I think shipping worldwide,
shipping in general, I think
going pretty slow.
So it's something to consider, though. In terms of how easy it is to transport stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, one final thing from me. I just want to share something that I read in a local magazine, and I thought it was really interesting. So the title of this was Burnout Busters, but there's just one of them that, well, I've never heard this word before, and I just want to share it. I think it's a really nice little thing to do. They're called micro chillers. And what it means by micro chillers, they are small doses of self-care for 5 minutes or less throughout the day. And you take a deep breath, then check out the sights and sounds, scents and activity around you. And I just thought that was a really nice little thing to try. So micro chillers.
Yeah, that's cool. And I guess, some of the stuff we've talked about today, you might be sitting there and sort of going, oh my gosh, there's so much information, so many pros and cons, so hard to do.
You don't want to burn out.
Don't want to stress out. So that's where, hey, cool, micro chillers.
Yeah, there was a few others, and I'll share those as well. But that one just particularly stood out because I've not heard of those before.
Yeah, don't take a lot of time, but just
don't take a lot of time. And sometimes you don't really notice what's around you.
No, that's true.
Sights,
actually,
sounds, and smells.
You get the old blinkers on,
just
and
that.
Yeah. No, good call.
Yeah, give it a go.
Right. Well, we'll look forward to a few more of those in the next few episodes. But well, that's all we've got time for in episode 95. Thanks for being with us, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
See ya.